Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Haley. I'm a cashless budgeter and caregiver who's working in a relationship with finances as well as working towards financial freedom. If that's something you're interested in watching, please leave a like, comment, subscribe down below, and let's get into this video. Hey y'all, so I do have a bunch of machines going off right now and watching my mom at the same time. So if you guys hear any AC random beeping machines, I'm so sorry. Anyway, this video is up later than I wanted it to be, but that'll be fine. I was going to wait on more numbers to update, but I decided, screw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this done because I also have, or had, some expenses I had to go ahead and pay for. So I am just going to go through both my Magic Month checks for my full and part-time job, as well as the very last payment I made on my student loans before interest started accruing on August 1st. So I'm going to put my update to the side for a minute and just start with my budget breakdown, which will be pretty short. So for my full-time, my actual budgeted was $1064.88. Actually, hold on one second, guys. Hey, I just turned off one of the machines that was done. So, hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. There are also people outside too, so if you hear them, sorry for that again. So, I'll just start from what I was saying. Full-time was $1064.88. I decided early on, as you guys can see all the marks all over this budget sheet, I actually wrote this out before I made my major principal payment, which I will link that video down in the description below. So some rearranging happened with all of this. But I still want to keep it anyway to show that this is a process. It is a very fluid process, and when changes need to be made, they will be made. So I originally had it to where I was going to make a payment on my higher interest loan and then save some to restuff into my other binders. But with my major principal payment, I decided to pay more towards my smallest loan and my higher loan at the same time. So this entire check basically went to student loans, outside of tithes, obviously. So what I did was, in addition to the impulse intervention that you guys voted on, which I thank you guys for interacting with my post, I decided to take that plus some money from this check to send towards my Direct Plus loan, which is my higher, both interest and balance-wise, student loan. So I am just going to add it here. It was not originally a part of this budget, but we will leave it. So tithes is 10% of this full balance right here. So I sent $106 for that. My Stafford One loan, I budgeted $800, which you guys did vote on, and it won. So the $800 did go to that loan. I did not put anything aside to restuff into my binders. And then for the Direct Plus loan, from this check in particular, I did end up sending $100. And again, plus the $15 impulse intervention on top of me rounding down my account buffer at my bank. That was around $70, I think. I rounded up to $70. So a total of $175 actually went to my Direct Plus loan. Alright, and then intentional spending. Again, I did have one event that I went to that I was going to buy a gift for anyway. And then I have 2 more this month, as well as a volunteer dinner happening. So a lot's happening, basically. So I took the change that was left over after all of this, which was $3.88, and added that to the $55 I had already budgeted for, to make it a total of $58.88 that was kept in my account. Alright, and so one of the reasons this video is a little bit late, my part-time job, my magic month is technically this August, as you guys are seeing the video right now. So I decided to make the extra check be my first check of August, technically. And how the dates ended up playing out, I got paid last week, like at the end of day Friday, and so I was not going to have any access to funds really until Monday, August 4th. Hopefully you guys are seeing this on Wednesday. I'm planning to get it out on Wednesday. If not, then at least the week of the 4th. So, part-time check, I did have some overtime added to this check and covering for other people's shifts. So this part-time was a total of $5.36 and 67 cents. Oh, excuse me guys, my face is so itchy right now. Allergies are already, if you can hear my voice, allergies are already kicking my butt. So tides, I rounded it up from the $53.60, I just rounded it up to 54. I originally had this change here to where I was going to pay towards my Direct Plus loan from this check and then see what I was going to restuff. But I basically canceled that out because I was not, A, prepared for the giant payment I made, and 2, I had made the decision at the last minute to make my full-time check purely debt related. So this check I made purely savings related, so nothing from my part-time went to debt. Alright, so with that figured out, I had nothing to put towards my Direct Plus loan at all. Future funds, if you guys don't know, Future Funds is my brokerage account. I decided to not put anything there either this time around. Will I add to my brokerage account? Probably. It's already getting $5 weekly automated to it, so I don't really feel a need to add to it from my check if I don't necessarily have to. Most of the time, money taken from my part-time check is to buy a full share of whatever it is I'm buying. I do not share my investments here on the channel because I'm not trying to give any advice. I'm not an advisor whatsoever. And it's also something I'm building on the side, not really paying too much attention to outside of my retirement. So if you guys would like to see that, sure. I have no problem making a short video about it, but I don't naturally share it in my videos outside of what I budget for it. Okay, so for my restuffing, I decided to put basically the rest of funds that is not being set aside elsewhere into my restuffing. So I'll start at the bottom actually. Buffer bucks, I decided to add its max $20 from this check. That was originally going to be future funds, but I just moved it. Remaining, I did have one expense for the other event I was going to, plus some extra, what's the word I'm looking for? Geez, some extra funds to put back into my account buffer. There we go. Couldn't think of my words. Sorry about that. So, a total of $62.67. I will put as intentional spending, so it was kept in my account. here. And then I am restuffing a total of $400 into my savings binders. I decided that when I do restuffings that emergency is going to be a non-negotiable. It's going to be in there somewhere, whether it just be my buffer bucks binder or a buffer bucks binder plus my other larger emergency fund box challenge I'm doing. You guys will see that in my next video, but emergency fund is kind of non-negotiable at this point, especially since I'm trying to build it back up. And this part-time check restuffing, at least outside of that, will be more towards binders I do in my second paycheck for my full-time job. So that would be home related, any insurance, any type of house expense really for my second check will be restuffed with this. Alright, so that is my Magic Month buffer and budget with me, which is actually kind of insane that I started writing down my budgets a year ago. This was my first ever budget, and you guys can see how much of a mess it was. So the fact that I've had this notebook going for a year is insane when I think about it. But alright. So quick update to my student loans. Here, I'm just going to keep it in blue because, again, interest restarted August 1st. But these payments were technically made on the 31st of July. So what I'm going to do here is just put the balances and consider anything I put on the 31st, even though it was a full-time check, it was a Magic Month check, so I'm going to consider it as part of my Avalanche extra payment. My principal balance for my Stafford 1 loan is an even $5,000, not including any interest that has accrued thus far in August. And my Direct Plus loan is brought down to $28,980, again, without including interest. Oops, wrote that in the wrong place. Oh, gosh, you guys. Is it obvious I'm just tired? I actually just got off of an extra shift that I picked up for somebody else. It was really supposed to be my day off, but they had read the schedule wrong, and so I was like, I'll just go ahead and do it since I was already there at the hub anyway. So I ended up doing the extra work that I do plus their shift. So I'm kind of tired. I'm so sorry. Not a mistake. Anyway, I'm just gonna put a line here just to make me feel better, I guess, and make it look or even. But yeah, so this is my total loans and what I'm working with for the rest of this year, principal wise. Altogether, quick math, be $33,980. These numbers up here are not my original balances. They're just my balances I had at the beginning of this year, 2025. But in total, my original loans are $80,567 ish dollars. So I could put the official number up here on the screen if I remember to do so while editing, but that's a decrease of close to $45,000 in 2 years. That is insane. But don't get me wrong, absolutely proud of it. I think I'm kind of scatterbrained right now, and it's just not, it's not hitting me yet. It will probably once I'm editing this video. It will, but wow, that's really insane. All right, and even though the interest forbearance is gone now, I really do appreciate it, and I appreciated it while I was there, but interest is restarting and it's time to get back to work. So that is it for my student loans. I thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far in the video, please leave a pencil emoji down in the comments below. I hope you have a blessed day, night, evening, wherever you are in the world, and hope to catch you guys next time and restuffing my binders. Have a great day, guys.